Of course, again, all eyes on Brian Howe as he clears the top end of the racetrack. Brian's car, though, well out of the groove, up close and personal to that left-hand wall. Tried to get it back into the groove, did not know where Kyle Smith was. Got back on the throttle, and when he did that, the car whipped around on him. Came around tail first into the Mopar Express lane, and then kept spinning down track, coming back across track and into the left-hand wall. At that point in time, there was a huge cloud of smoke down at the other end of the racetrack, and I could not see how Brian's car came to a stop down at the other end, but the safety crew was rolling very quickly from this end of the racetrack and very quickly from the other end of the racetrack. And they will attend to Brian Howe down at the top end, and we'll give you a report back on Brian just as quick as we can. But again, Howe's car out of the gate, moved towards the left-hand wall, got real close to the left-hand wall. In fact, I'm not 100% certain he didn't scrape it a little bit here at the half-track mark. Tried to ease it back into the groove, and when he did and got back on the throttle, the car whipped around on him and over into the right-hand lane. And the word comes from the top end of the racetrack that Brian Howe, much like Jared Dreher, able to extricate himself from the car and is now being checked out by the medical staff on site. And again, as soon as we can get an update, we will pass it on to you. But Brian Howe and the Olympus trailers, the Chevrolet Camaro out of Oregon, certainly having enough of a tumble down at the other end of the racetrack. As he spun out, it was a flat spin. At least everything that we could see from here in the tower was a flat spin. The car coming back tail first across the right-hand lane and then going back across and into the left-hand guard wall, which at that point in time it all became a cloud of smoke and everything was obscured from our vantage point here in the tower. But again, Brian Howe out of the car, being checked out by medical staff on site. Jared Dreher checked out okay. He said he wanted to stay and watch the rest of the activity this evening and stay with the car and the family. We'll see what Brian Howe's condition is once the medical staff gets done checking him out, and then we will let you know. All right, picking up where we left off again. Round number one of Alcohol Funny Card. Chip Everett, Lance Van Allen going to do it. Chip and Lance going to duke it out. I do believe winner of this pair will be coming back to run Kyle Smith. I do believe. Everybody has been officially busy, so I have not been able to ascertain a complete 100% say so. Beverett out of the number 2 spot. Lance Van Allen, number 7. Pretty wild and wacky night of alcohol racing. See what these two do going down the racetrack. Good side-by-side runs. Chip Beverett, 5:54.5 at 264 miles an hour, 6:28. Lance Van Houten looked like maybe a little bit of smoke out of the back of the car, so we'll double-check that. But a 5:54.5 by Chip puts him into the semifinals. 264 miles per. So it looks like it'll be Chip and Kyle Smith tomorrow in the semifinals. And we'll see who's going to come back to run Chris Houle, whether it'll be Chris Foster or Kirk Williams. So Chip Beverett advances with a 5:54. Lance gave it a pretty good run to about the 8th mile mark, but from there on, it was all Chip Beverett pulling it away. Kirk Williams and Chris Foster are going to be our final two cars to go down the racetrack. One of them's going to come back to run Chris Houle. Checking things out on the top end of the racetrack. And as soon as we get the official okie dokie, we'll get Kirk and Chris sized up, squared up, and ready to go. Super Comp, round number one. You can hear them warming up underneath the tower. They will be following up our final pair. Here an Alcohol Funny Car, round number one of eliminations, and the call goes out. Light them up, boys. Chris Foster right side, Kirk Williams left lane. Number 4 and number 5 qualifiers, respectively. Foster and Williams both coming out of Iowa. Kirk out of Glenwood, Foster out of the Quad Cities and Davenport. 5:58 the best run for Foster as he was consistent going down the racetrack. 564, 561, and a 558 to end up in the number 4 spot. Ooh, they need to get Chris Foster moved over. Way out of the groove. Now they're getting him there. Okay. Kirk Williams, number 5 qualifier to 561 is 2 good laps. 567 and 61, he had a throwaway 12:35 lap. But Kirk now in the number 5 spot. Chris with lane choice, picking the right-hand side. Kirk and the Williams brothers. A little help from the Breeze brothers as well over there on the left-hand side. Family operation running out of Ward Luke Construction. Light start. Oh, hang on, Chris. Whew. Foster goes through 584 at 199 miles an hour. And I thought he was going to tag the wall and hand the win back over to Kirk Williams. Kirk, you could see the car inching forward, tried to hold it on the starting line, dropped the top bulb, which is allowable in an alcohol funny car, but it just kept tugging. And it finally turned it red over here on the left-hand side of the racetrack. Foster danced his way down and in and out of the groove. Came perilously, came real dang close over here to the right-hand side wall, but was able to hang on with a 584 at 199 miles an hour. So it'll be Foster and Houle, with Houle having lane choice. It'll be Chip Beverett and Kyle Smith, with Chip having lane choice. So our semifinals now set in alcohol funny car. We'll see round number 2 come out and add us tomorrow as we continue on with race eliminations here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, Gateway Motorsports Park. Super Comp round number 1 getting ready to come up next. So a little drag, and we'll put a little spray down and be ready to go. Round number 1 of Super Comp, as we will whittle our field in half one more time. Little track drag, little track prep before we get into round number one of Super Cop, as they're already sitting underneath the tower. And I do believe we're just about ready to bring out our first pair and get rolling. Wrap up day number 2 is Jacob Elrod and Dan Tenuta. Get ready to go, and to tell you all about Super Cop, I'm going to go find me something to gargle with. Jacob Elrod, Dan Tenuta, and the one and only Warren Evans.
All right, Super Comp, round number 1. And for the next 3 hours of your viewing pleasure, Super Comp cars will marathon through round 1. Only about 95 of them. We're going to cut them in half. Well, I mean, we're going to have half as many that come back next round. We're not going to, cut the cars in half. I know what I'm talking about. Maybe nobody else does. Jacob Elrod left side, Dan Tenuta right. Mr. Tenuta out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. Home of the Rambler, a.k.a. the Kenosha Cadillac. Jacob Elrod, Harrod, Ohio. That's right, ladies. He's 40 and single. No red flags here. Sister Jamie trying to trade him off for a new sister-in-law. So a little delayed burnout there for Mr. Elrod. He'll get back. Chris Tenuta already done with his, Dan Tenuta already done with his burnout. He waits patiently behind the pre-stage beams. $890 the target up on the scoreboard. One of them's going to turn a wind light on and be racing on Sunday. Green lights a pair as they head down track. One of them's 12 on the tree, the other one's 20 on the tree. Wind light says it's Jacob Elrod, 891.3 at 171. He was 012 on the tree. Tenuta 020 on the tree, 4 under 886 at 175. Tenuta is done. But wait, there's another one. Chris Tenuta this time around. Also out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, alongside Mr. Devin Eisenhower. Eisenhower, top 10 finisher in the world last year in Super Comp Eliminator. He's over on the AAA side. Another pair of green lights starts. Eisenhower left, Tenuta right. And the Tenutas are over. Chris Tenuta losing this time around. Devin Eisenhower, your winner, 889 at 172, getting the win. Chris Tenuta, 3 under 887 and out at 173. Brian Hackett comes up now. That is the Grand Am over here on the left side. The Hackett Racing entry out of Quincy, Illinois, the door slammer. Alongside Michael Swan from Mooresville, Indiana, the Race to Win Motorsports dragster. Michael and Janice's entry. They are the sponsor of the Bounty program here in the North Central Division. Brian Hackett off and running. He's way down track. Here comes that hard charging dragster right side. And it's going to be the dragster for the win. Michael Swan, your winner, 894 at 172. For Brian Hackett, 893 at 156. He was closer to the index. 047 to 039, which spells out a margin of victory of 12 ten-thousandths of a second. Mark Graham, left side. Took the big wing off. Got the thwing on it now. Graham out of Overland Park, Kansas, number 4 in the world. With that wing / rudder on the back. Tony Collier alongside. Out of Delaware, Ohio for Jags mail order. Win light says it's going to be Collier getting the win. Collier 891.5 at 170 for the speed. Collier, your winner. Mark Graham 891.7 at 177. He came off the starting line second, 023 to 013, and that was the difference at the big end. Jim Jarrett-Harris pulls up now, left side of the track, the AAA Insurance Lane out of Batavia, Illinois. Mike Eggleston alongside. Mike, local hero here from Highland, Illinois for Tough Paw Aluminum. Regular racer here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Super quick racer, but not a winner this time around. Jim Jarrett-Harris gets the win, 892 at 174. Mike Eggleston 894 at 175. Dusty Meyer pulls up now out of Tonganoxie, Kansas. The green and black dragster over on the left alongside Tom Mooney, the door slammer over there, the 68 Camaro from Lake Villa, Illinois. Again, the target at the finish line in 890. Meyer and Mooney. Mooney out front. Here comes Meyer. Can the dragster get there? Yes, he does. 892 at 170. Takes the win. Mooney crossed first and broke out by 3. 887 at 152. Dusty Meyer will be back for Sunday action. This is Tim Garrison coming up now from Benton Harbor, Michigan. The TGR Products dragster left side, alongside Joey Fusting. And Kimber, if you're watching, we're thinking about you. Our thoughts and prayers with you. Time to watch Joey try to get it done over here, right side of the track out of Grays Lake, Illinois for Phoenix Industries. McIlvain race car chassis, big block Chevy power. Joey on a mission to try to get it done, and he does. 002 on the tree, 893 at the finish at 175. Joey Fusting racing on Sunday. Tim Garrison done here, 891 at 176. Steve Hoyt lines up now left side alongside John Sickish Jr. Hoyt, Fort Wayne, Indiana, the home for Steve and Jan's dragster. Multiple time top 10 finisher in the world. John Sickish Jr. alongside from Belmont, Ohio. American car right, advanced car left. Big block bow tie, powering them both. Hoyt and Sickish side by side. Sickish out front. Can he hang on for the win? He does. He's 001 on the tree, 894 at the stripe at 161. He is your winner. Hoyt got down there, got there first, broke out by 3, 887 at 183. That's too quick. Sickish parlays that 001 light into a win light. Sonny Nemitz lines up now. AAA side of the track out of Warsaw, Indiana. alongside Chris Sullivan. Sullivan out of Auburn, Illinois, for Alliance Racewear. Sullivan behind, but trying to make up ground. Can he get there? He gets the win via the breakout. Sullivan behind at the starting line, 893 at the finish at 174. He's your winner. Sonny Nemitz got down there first by 6 and broke out by 2. 888, that's too quick. Over on the left. Daniel Hedges and Zach Fisher line up now. Hedges out of Plainwell, Michigan, left side. Zach Fisher, Clayton, Ohio. For RacingRVs.com, right side. Fisher at 20 years old, one of the youngsters in the biz. Hedges is good, but Fisher is better at the starting line, and Fisher, your winner on the double breakout, 889 at 162. He was 004 up front. Hedges was okay with a 28, not good enough this time around. Breaks out by 5, 885 at 170. Fisher winning on the double breakout. Here's Tim Foley coming up now out of Dardenne Prairie, Missouri. Colby Cheney alongside. Young man out of Decatur, Illinois. Foley and Cheney. Starting line better for Cheney. Win light for Cheney as well. Colby Cheney, your winner. 892 at 161. Tim Foley, 891 at 169, but gave it back at the starting line by 0.04 of a second. Brian Casson waits behind the starting line right now, getting set to pull forward left side. Casson out of Evansville, Indiana. He is moving forward in his all-black dragster. He lines up next to Pat Martin for Armor Paving and Sealing out of London, Ohio. American car on the right, Worthy car on the left. Big Block Chevrolet, the power plant of choice for both of these drivers. Red light start for Brian Casson by 005. He is too early. Automatic winner, Pat Martin. He'll drive it out to the end, 891 at 183. Big speed there for Pat Martin. 887 and out at 171 for Brian Casson via the red light. Martin was quick, but Gary Stennett's going to be faster. I just feel it. Gary Stennett. High horsepower machines over there for the engine builder out of Emporia, Kansas. Usually the fastest car in the category. Bill Rudy alongside from Lima, Ohio. Bill and Connie's machine over here. AAA lane. Stennett in the Mopar Express lane. Stennett parked it in the winner's circle at Brainerd, picking up his 25th national event win. A lot of 6s on the reaction timer. One of them's got 2 6s though. Gary Stennett is done in round 1, 889.9. Breaks out by 1/1000th of a second, but he was behind all the way down track. Bill Rudy, 006 up front, 893 at 156. He was your winner by 2600ths at the finish. Now it's time for Shannon Mingy and Mark Meyer to line up. Mingy left, out of Urbana, Illinois for VFW. Bonniewell and Glasgow. Mark Meyer alongside, Fulton, Illinois. 2,000 coin flip at the start. Win light for Mark Meyer. 894 with a 7 at 175. He got there second. Shannon Mingy, though, got there first and broke out by 5 thou as he was 889.5 at 173. So Shannon Mingy is done. Mark Meyer moves on to the next round. One of these two will as well. Christopher Mullins and Jim Glosson. Mullins left side, Lincoln, Illinois. Jim Glosson right side, Lake Villa, Illinois. For Nail.com and Thorne Associates. Christopher Mullins getting his power from Scoggin Dickey Race Shop down in Texas. And he's done for the night. 001 on the red side. Mullins red lights his chances away. Jim Glosson, your winner, 890 with a 7. Dead on 7 at 167 for Jim Glosson. Red light start for Mullins, 892 and out. Speed of 177. Here's Dan Foley and Don Higgins. Dan left side out of McKinney, Texas for Foley's Electrical Service. Right side, Don Higgins. One of our series sponsors for DragRacer.tv. Crew Chief Pro Software. Home based out of Mapleton, Illinois. Don and Michelle's business over there. Best software in the business for performance prediction and race analysis. Check them out online at crewchiefpro.com. Higgins and Foley headed down track. Who's the better of the two? It's going to be Foley. Higgins 2 off 892 at 168. Foley is dead on with an 8 at 179. 890 with an 8 for Dan Foley, your winner. Higgins was better at the starting line. Foley better at the finish. Brian Milam comes up now alongside Larry Reimer. Milam left side, Lawndale, Illinois. Reimer right side, Tinley Park, Illinois. Reimer calls it the Forest Lumber Missile. Over on the right, for Brian Milam, the Milam Motorsports machine out of Lawndale. Brian makes his living driving a truck. One of the drivers just flat missed it at the starting line. Larry Reimer dead late. Brian Milam had room to work. 899 at 158 gets the job done. Larry Reimer 895 closer to the index, but left second by a bunch. Brian Milam, your winner. Coming up next, it's Pat Fitzpatrick. Easy for me to say. I don't think he wants me to call him fat. He's not fat. Pat Fitzpatrick and Pat Lamont. How about that? Stan Pat, Pity Pat, Patty Cake. I'll quit talking. Win light goes to Pat Fitzpatrick. 891 with a 5 at 165. Pat, your winner. Pat Lamont, 892 and out at 164. So Pat misses his chance to go on to round 2. Let's see if Chad can get it done. Chad Lamont, right side of the track, Fox Lake, Illinois. Lists his occupation as air balloon engine sales. Think about that. Dane DeBottis, Pinckney, Michigan, police officer. Over on the left side of the track. Well, the Lamont family is 1 for 2 as Chad Lamont gets it done. Red light start for Dane DeBottis. 887 at 176, driving it out the back door for Chad Lamont. He'll be tuned up for tomorrow. Dane with the red light start, 890 with a 6 at 177 on the losing effort. Dylan Wagner now getting set, left side of the track. Little mop up out there by Brad Buchel out in front of the Super Comp car. Scott Vandewalker over on the right. The Dodge Viper, 5-speed, 570 cubic inches of Dodge power for quick fuel technology. ATM innovation on the side of the car as well. He'll be yanking the gears, no throttle stop required. Vandewalker leaves before the tree is activated. Automatic win for Dylan Wagner. 887 at 169 for Wagner. No numbers for Vandewalker. Just drove it out before the tree was lit. Terry Kamler comes up now, left side of the track, Freeburg, Illinois. Dennis Foster alongside from Morton Grove. Kamler in the AAA insurance lane. Foster, the Mopar Express lane. And Kamler turns on the red light. He is way early over here on the left. His night is done. Dennis Foster, your automatic winner, 891 at 177 via the red light start. Kamler finishes up with an 892 at 176. Phil Schmeider the second. Canfield, Ohio for Intensity Racing Products. The Phil Schmeider Motorsports Dragster winner last night in our Draw RFC shootout presented by Mosier Engineering. Schmeider alongside Paige Coughlin. Now Coughlin, pretty good points position coming into this weekend, has a chance to pick up a division championship in Super Comp. Going to need to win this round to make any of that even a possibility. Well, she was certainly ready. She's 009, but Smida is 002. And Smida gets it done. 891-1 at 170. Takes out Paige Coughlin's 891-0. Wow. Starting line advantage for Phil Smida gets it done. 69 10,000ths margin of victory, and Paige Coughlin out here in round number 1. Maggie Turley, left side of the track out of Youngstown, Ohio. Public relations specialist, easy for me to say. Bob Prose alongside. The body shop man out of Terre Haute. Prose trying to get it done. Turley trying to hold him off. Not going to happen. A double breakout win goes to Bob Prose. He's 2 under 888. She is 5 under 885. On the double breakout, Prose is closer. Goes on to the next round. Scott Cook and Ed Jerusik coming up now. Cook in the AAA insurance lane out of Festus, Missouri. Ed Jerusik, the Mopar Express side from Elyria, Ohio. Again, 890 the target. One of them's going to put together the better package and move on to the next round. $6,000 difference at the starting line. Ed Jerusik, your winner, 893 at 170. Scott Cook, 894 at 171. Jerusik was behind at the starting line by $6,000, but gets the win with that 893. Leo Zinda and Jeremy Mason will line up now. Zinda left side out of the Ring and Pinion Shop out of Clinton Township, Michigan. Leo left side, Jeremy Mason right, former division champion over on that right-hand side for the Toyota Engineer out of Richmond, Kentucky. Nine thousandths difference this time at the starting line, advantage to Jeremy Mason, but how about a dead-on one to take the win for Leo Zinda? 890 with a 1 at 176 for Zinda. Gets there first. Mason was better, 025 to 036. That's 11 thousandths, not 9. Sorry. 892.6 at 166 for Jeremy Mason. His night is done in Super Comp. I think he's still in Super Gas, though. We'll find out tomorrow morning. Looks like Allison Pro's coming up next. Allison right side alongside Zach Papp, the young man out of Charleston, Illinois. Both of them grew up in the body shop business. Zach working for his dad, Tim. Allison working for her dad, Bob. Win light for Allison Pro. She continues her good season. Pros 892 at 169. 020 on the tree. Zach was 011 on the tree, but runs off the number. 894 at 171. Margin of victory 67 ten-thousandths of a second. This is Brian Cook and Dave Dahlem coming up now. Clean and green once again off the starting line. Dahlem behind at the starting line. Kicks him across the line. Brian Cook breaks out. Takes the stripe, breaks out by 4 thousandths of a second, 889.6. That's 4 thou too quick. Dahlem 890 with a 5 at 178 gets the win. Two more coming at you right now. This is Rock Haas and Rick Hughes. Rock. Rick left side, Fishers, Indiana. Rock right side, Commerce, Michigan. The Haas Carruthers Racing entry on the right side lines up alongside the A&A Transmission Rolla Competition Engines machine. Over on the left for Rick Hughes. How about a 009 to an 010? Rock Haas gets the win. He stays on the safe side of the number, 892 at 166. He is your winner. Rick Hughes got down there first and broke out 888.9 at 168. So Rock Haas advances to Sunday action. Daughter Alana going to try to do the same thing over there on the right side of the track. Alana right side, Commerce, Michigan. She is a nurse taking on Caleb Clewan, the cook out of North Platte, Nebraska. Second generation racers lining up left and right. Who's going to get it done? It's going to be Caleb Clewan getting the job done. 891 at 175. Clewan your winner. They were both 012 off the starting line. So at the top end, closer to the index, Caleb Clewan 891 to the 893 at 177 for Alana. So Rock moves on, but Alana does not. Here's Brandon Clewan, also out of North Platte, Nebraska. Your FedEx delivery man. Alongside Jeremy Lurkey, the insurance guy out of Omaha, Nebraska. For Larice Motorsports Insurance, can provide coverage for your entire racing operation, both on and off the track. Go see Jeremy and find out more. Will it be Brandon or Jeremy moving on to Sunday? It's going to be Brandon getting the win on the double breakout. Brandon 2 under 888 at 172. Lurkey 4 under, 886 at 167. That race was won on the starting line, 020 to 036, advantage to Brandon Clewine. Chuck Ridenauer and Bill Bayer coming up now. Ridenauer left side out of Plainfield, Indiana. Bayer right side, Braidwood, Illinois, the home for the T. Roy's House of Power dragster. Bill Bayer built this in his shop. Home-built car, big block Chevy power. Chuck Ridenauer did it the old-fashioned way. Called up Travis Colangelo and bought an American Race Cars chassis, planted a big block in it, said, let's go racing. 1 thou difference at the start. Win light for Chuck Ridenauer, 896 at 173. Bill Bayer got down there and took almost a 10th. Broke out by 4, 886 at 161 for Bayer, 4 under. Ridenauer was on the safe side, gets the win by 9/100ths of a second. Two more coming at you right now. Tyler Vaughn and Landon Stahlbomber. Vaughn out of Minden, Nebraska. Stahlbomber, Wakarusa, Kansas. A pair of Division 5 runners. Side by side, matching up here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Stahlbomber playing catch up down there. Gets there first, breaks out by more, 887 at 171. 171, let's try that again. Breaks out by 3. Tyler Vaughn, your winner by breaking out by 2, 888 at 161. Double breakout win for Tyler Vaughn. Next up, it's Ashley Cole and Luke Bogacki. Ashley, if you look to your right, you're going to see a 2-time world champion. Guy chasing the championship this year. And it appears we have one still on the track down there. Brad jumps out there to make sure that we are clear before we send the next pair of cars down the track. Okay, everything is good. Ashley and Luke will pull forward. Cool Hand Luke right side out of Carterville, Illinois. For This Is Bracket Racing Elite. K&N filters and a whole bunch more. Ashley Cole turns it red at the start. Bogacki 008 on the tree, drives it out to an 889 at 168. Ashley also 889 at 167, but that 015 red light gets her. Luke moves on to Sunday action. It's Nick Wallace coming up now alongside Steve Bueller. Wallace left side, makes his home in Edinburgh, Indiana. For Steve Bueller, Freeport, Michigan, the home base. Bueller's car out of the Profab chassis shop. Wallace at the controls of a Race Tech machine. Again, big block Chevy, the power plant of choice. And one of these two is 1 thou from perfect. Nick Wallace. 001 at the start, 893 at the finish at 165. Wallace, your winner. For Steve Bueller, 893.3 at 179, but he was behind at the starting line. Pays the price for it at the finish. Next up, it's Wayne Matthews and Tony Elrod. Tony carries the bounty here into round number 1. He was your winner at our last event at Bowling Green. He carries the Super Comp bounty. If Wayne Matthews or anybody else in competition this weekend can take Tony out in eliminations, they will pick up the $100 bounty gift certificate courtesy of Race to Win Motorsports. Tony for ATM Innovation makes his home in Howell, Michigan. Matthews from Gower, Missouri. Elrod is in. Matthews moves in, and away we go. You can see Elrod laying the wood to it there, but not going to get it done. It's Wayne Matthews picking up the bounty and the round win. 891 at 170. For Elrod, he was better at the starting line, 022 to 059. Had the light by 0.04 of a second, but could not run the number. He's 5 off at the finish. Wayne Matthews is your winner. Next up, this is Ryan Wallace from Edinburgh, Indiana, a liquor store owner. Heads up, William Tharp. For Superior Discount Liquors, left side, Mike Jerusik, right side, the Powerhouse Race Cars machine from Elyria, Ohio. Little jazzing down at the big end, but it's a win light for Ryan Wallace. Crosses second. On the safe side, 890 with a 4 at 172. Wallace is your winner. Jerusik got down there, took the stripe by 3, and broke out by 2 as he was 888 at 180, breaking out. Giving the win to Ryan Wallace. Rick Bailey, left side, Beach Bailey, alongside Eddie Cook. Thomasboro, Illinois. These two matched up a whole bunch of times back at my home track. Coles County Dragway, USA, up there on the 8th mile. Here they are in round number 1 of Super Comp. Bailey, red light start. His weekend is done. Eddie Cook moves on past Eddie and Cindy. Pick up the win ticket here. 9:11 at 161 off pace. For Bailey, he's 012 red and 890 at the finish line. But he exits here in round number 1. Daniel Inman, Kellen Grassity coming up next. Grassity from Joliet, Illinois. Grassity in the right-hand lane. Daniel Inman left side out of Westfield, Indiana. Well, neither one of those two in the Reaction Time Hall of Fame. Daniel Inman, your winner. 893 at 153. Kellen Grassity has been working on that all weekend. A little bit better this time around, 886. Still too quick, 153 on the speed. And Grassity is done for the weekend. Inman picks up the win. Jason Crank and Larry Burnshausen trying to get it done now. Crank out of Higbee, Missouri. Burnshausen from Manitou, Illinois. Burnshausen having a pretty good year. He and Sherry traveling all over the country, turning on win lights, trying to do the same thing here in round number 1. And they do. How about an 891 at 169 for Larry Burnshausen? He's your winner. He left second, but closer to the index. Jason Crank 7 over 897 at 150. Burnshausen closer on the number. Goes on to round 2. Danielle Jaramillo Miller. Last time we saw Danielle, she was standing in the winner's circle at Great Bend. Young lady out of Topeka. The Danielle family racing entry. Jordan Pratt alongside, Division 5 runner out of Otsego, Minnesota, for Top End Graphics. Spitzer car right. JTRC entry on the left. Dustin down there somewhere. Dustin grew up in the town I live in now, Effingham, Illinois, so he's close to home. See if it's a good homecoming trip. Danielle picks up the win. That'll be good. Not going to happen, though. Jordan Pratt, your winner. Pratt, 894 at 165, getting the win light. Pratt was 019 on the tree. Danielle, 022 and 5 over 895 at 148 to finish up her weekend. Doug Wagner and Austin McClure coming up now. Now, Austin threw down a 5-pack on his last time pass. Probably like to have that here in round number 1. Let's see what Austin could do. Doug Wagner from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Austin McClure from Topeka for Aeromotive Fuel Systems. Bob McClure out there along the guard wall. Austin head down the track. Austin right side, Wagner left side, wind light. This time around it's Doug Wagner. 893s, both sides of the track. 893.5 at 175, good enough for the win for Wagner. Margin of victory happened on the starting line. Wagner's 012 was better than Austin's 021. Kyle Fickler and Blake Allen coming up now. Fickler from Tonganoxie, Kansas for Aeromotive Systems. Picked up national event win after 19 years of trying at Topeka. Blake Allen alongside from Bonita, Oklahoma. In that little shorty dragster over there on the right. Allen leaves too quick. 22 too quick, as a matter of fact. Kyle Fickler gets the win light. Blake Allen turns it red. Fickler drives it out to an 889 at 168. Fickler, your winner. Blake Allen, 897. Also at 160. Allen is done with the red light. Bill Zimmerman and Rodney Frazier coming up now. Zimmerman left, Circle Pines, Minnesota. Rodney Frazier right from Sand Springs, Oklahoma. Circle Pines and Sand Springs. What a combination. The Frazier Manufacturing drags the right side. Threes and zeros in the reaction time, but they're jumbled up. Bill Zimmerman, 003 on the tree, 892 at the finish line, gets the win. Bill Zimmerman for the win. For Rodney Frazier, 030 on the tree, 890 with a 6 at 186. 12 thousandths of a second margin at the stripe. Rick Pistoli and Troy Stone coming up now. Pistoli left side out of Columbus, Ohio. Made it into the shootout last night, as did Troy Stone. Stone from Elkhart, Indiana for Vintage Trailers. Spitzer car on the right. Pistoli and Stone headed down track. Wind light flashes on the right side for Troy Stone. 891 at 180 for Stone. He'll move on to Sunday action. Rick Pistoli, 893 and done at 176. Pistoli was better at the starting line, 018 to Stone's 035. 36 ten thousandths of a second margin of victory. So Troy moves on. Shanna Stone comes up now. Shanna's got a tough customer in the left lane. That is Don Nichols. runner-up in the points chase last year in the world. Lincoln, Nebraska, the home for the Big Dog Trucking entry. Carries that number 2. Shanna Stone from Elkhart, Indiana. Part of that Vintage Trailers team over on the right. So Shanna will advance. Red light start for Don Nichols. He's James Bond Red. 007 on the red side. Shanna Stone, 890 with a 1. Dead on 1 at 183. Shanna Stone is your winner. Don Nichols, red light start, 891 and out. Speed of 160. Philip Oakley comes up now alongside Jessica Bogacki. Flip left side from Philpott, Kentucky, another one of the sponsors for DragRacer.tv coverage this weekend here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Oakley Motorsports, also sponsors of the Top Dragster and Top Sportsman programs here in the North Central Division, alongside Jessica Bogacki. The American Race Cars entry out of Carterville, Illinois. Jessica 001 green, Philip Oakley 004 red. Oakley down the red light start. Jessica Bogacki 886, 180 for the speed. Jessica moves on. Philip Oakley, red light start, 891 at 181. Jeremy Demers, your final car here in the category. Out of Carroll, Iowa. Single coming up here for Demers to close out Super Comp round number 1. And as we watch our final car go down track, we'll let you know that tomorrow start time at 9 a.m. It'll be Super Street round number 2. We'll start things out at 9 a.m. as we have a full day of eliminations happening for you. Schedule is out there. I believe it's posted on the Facebook page, or it will be shortly. But start time tomorrow, 9 a.m. Jeremy Demers, 891 at 181 for the win. For our final car of the evening here on Saturday night at Worldwide Technology Raceway. So to wrap things up for us tonight, it's the voice of Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series, Mr. Bob Unkefer.
Thank you, Warren. Really appreciate it. It's been a long day on the microphone. I certainly do thank Warren for sitting in for that final Super Comp session. I've been able to literally eat a package of cough drops trying to get my throat to calm down a little bit. Chapel service tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Room 308 in the tower. We will start cars down track at 9. Super Street round number 2 will lead us off. Then stock, Super Gas, Super Stock, Super Comp. Round number 2 of Oakley Top Dragster. Comp Eliminator and Oakley Top Sportsman. Semifinals of Alcohol Dragster and Funny Car behind them. And we will continue working our way through our rounds of elimination till we crown our champs tomorrow afternoon. But Super Street and Stock, you will be out first tomorrow morning. Super Street first, Stock to follow. And we will have cars on track at 9 a.m. Conditions permitting, and I do believe everything is looking good. Shows tomorrow to be a wonderful day of racing as we will crown our final champs for the 2019 Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series Tour here in Division 3. On behalf of Warren Evans, everybody here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and of course the entire Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series staff and your D3 staff as well. I want to thank everybody. Been a long day, been an arduous day in a couple of circumstances. Glad to report that everybody is okay. We could repair, replace race cars. It's drivers that we count on the most. And every driver that we've got, will be back to see us again tomorrow, and that's the good news. So, for now, it's sayonara. Good night. Sleep tight. You get the idea. We will see you tomorrow morning. Chapel service, 8 o'clock, Suite 308 in the tower. And Super Street on track at 9. Everybody have a good night's rest. Be safe, be secure. And we'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.